Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Dell for Entrepreneurs Pitch Showdown, brought to you, of course, by the good folks at Dell Technologies in partnership with Startup Grind. We are so happy to have you here watching live. And if you're watching the recording after the fact, hello from the past. I hope the future is still shaking just as groovy. I'm excited to be here with you all today. I hope you're excited as well. My name is Raj Nation. I'll be carrying you through today's event and proceedings. As I said, my name is Raj Nation. Real name Rajiv Nathan, but stage name Raj Nation. I am a dude who loves to do a lot of different things. I teach yoga. I'm a hip hop artist. I am also an MC like this, and I'm the founder and the chief pitch artist of Startup Hype Man. If you're not familiar with Startup Hype Man, let me just give you a quick little background on the company and why I'm so excited to be involved today. If you're an entrepreneur and you've ever thought about pitching, let me tell you, my team and I, we talk to founders every single day who flat out tell us, hey, we suck at telling our story. And they are like, it's holding us back from capital raises and customer acquisition. At Startup Hype Man, what we do is help startups not suck at how they pitch themselves so they can stand out to their audience and stand apart from competitors, which is going to help them raise capital, win competitions like today, and become irresistible to their customers. We have worked with a ton of startups across the globe, helping them raise millions of dollars, helping them win a bunch of different competitions, and also sell a whole lot of their product along the way, including one of my favorite examples was last year helping the female co-founded team of Honest Game out of Chicago, Illinois, where I'm based, win a $50,000 investment from Loud Capital and the Chicago Bulls, where they were awarded the investment on center court of the United Center the day before everything was suspended due to the pandemic. It was a pretty cool experience for them, and I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to have worked with them. Startup Hype Man has been featured in a lot of different online properties and networks and things like that. And if you want to learn how to pitch your startup and win over your audience in 60 seconds or less, all you have to do is go to startuphypeman.com to access the KPASA elevator pitch formula video. You just got to enter your email there and you'll get a video sent directly to your inbox where you can learn exactly how to deliver and create and deliver the perfect elevator pitch to win over your audience in under a minute. All right, enough about me. Let's get into some of today's proceedings. At this time, I would like you all to welcome Mobolaji Sokumbi to give us an intro on Dell for Entrepreneurs and introduce today's judges. Give it up for Mobolaji, everybody.
Thanks, Raj Nation. Welcome, everyone. As Raj said, my name is Mobolaji Sokumbi. I oversee our alternative routes to market business within Dell Technologies small business. Pretty excited that we're all here together. This event really truly started about 2.5 months ago. We kicked off with over 500 plus applicants, had 55 plus regional pitches across 8 regions, and we're down to 8 finalists, which I would introduce in a short minute. But major thanks, huge amount of thanks, to our partners that made it feasible. To the Canon, the Dallas Entrepreneur Center, Dripper Startup House, Endeavor Miami, Founders Institute, Mass Challenge, the National Entrepreneur Center, and of course, our co-host for today's event, Startup Grind. Major thanks to all these entrepreneur centers. We're looking forward to even doing more amazing things with you the rest of the year and looking forward. And so to our finalists, right? These are the entrepreneurs over the past 2 months that stood out, that made it to this event: Studio Pod, Nveue, Dropwater, Boozy Bites, Phlex, Ternary, Every Shelter, Newly. Major congratulations to you all. Looking forward to your pitches today, and can't wait, to find out who the winners are. And then last but not the least, I also want to give a major shout out to our judges. We have a phenomenal group of judges here today, across the business. The unique thing about these judges is that they're pretty excited about today's event. They'll get a chance, to share a little bit about themselves. So for our judges, I love our judges to briefly introduce themselves, share briefly what you do at Dell Technologies, and please share with us what you're passionate about. I'd love to start off with Eric.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. Mobolaji, congratulations. Startup Grind, thank you so much for letting us co-host with you on this amazing event. I'm the Senior Vice President of our Small Business Division. So clearly my passion point is all around entrepreneurship and startups. I truly believe that it is the backbone of not only the US economy, but the global economy. And anything that we can do as being one of the largest founder-led companies still in existence we know that this is where it all starts. So just happy to be here and looking forward to seeing some great ideas today. Thanks, Mobilogy.
Thanks, Eric. Christine.
Hi there, everyone. Kristen Nolte. I am partnering with Eric. I run consumer and small business marketing at Dell Technologies, and I'm ecstatic about being here. It was awesome just kind of getting a little preview of everyone via some of the links and the companies and the things that you guys are bringing to life. I think one of the things that really strikes me is the number of companies that are doing things for good. So beyond, the profit pools which we're all after on any given day, bringing to light, making changes in our world is really exciting. And I'm super passionate about what all of you are doing. So glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam Glick. I lead portfolio marketing for Apex, which is Dell's cloud and as a service set of offerings that we make available. I'm truly honored to be here with a ton of great companies with great ideas and a great group of folks. Looking forward to all of that and hearing some amazing pitches and seeing really the next generation of innovation that is coming out there. For me personally, my passions lie around, no surprise, technology. I've been in technology for decades, and it is what I love to do in my off time as well as my work time. Also my family, fitness, and living a sustainable lifestyle.
Thank you, Adam. Sudhir.
Hi, good afternoon. So my name is Sudhir Srinivasan. I'm a Senior Vice President of Engineering here at Dell. And prior to that, I was actually the Chief Technology Officer for our storage group. And super excited. Innovation is my biggest passion. So this is an amazing event. Thanks to the Dell team and all of you startups. Super excited to see this. Particularly, the thing that gets me going is taking ideas and converting them into products. And by the way, if you think innovating in a startup is hard, innovating in a big company is really hard. So that's something that I'm super excited about.
Thank you, Sudhir. Rod.
Hi guys, great to be here today. I run a team of sales specialists that sell what we describe here at Dell as specialty PCs. Think about devices that go into cop cars, into EMS, also graphical workstations for engineering companies, et cetera, et cetera. I'm super passionate. Well, actually, as somebody who I describe as being in the bottom end of the fourth quarter of my career, I'm super passionate about helping people develop and seeing them succeed. So I'm very, very excited to be part of the panel here today.
Thank you, Rod. Karen?
Hi, everyone. Congratulations to the teams for making it this far in the competition. I'm really excited to see what you have to share with us here today. So I'm responsible for the PC business here at Dell as we sell to commercial customers. And I am super passionate about helping our customers achieve their mission. And many of them are changing the world. And the way they do that is using technology in unique and creative ways. And that gets me very excited for the future and for what business holds for future generations. Personally, I'm also passionate about fitness, mostly because I'm also really passionate about food. So thanks, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today.
Thank you, Karen. Chris?
Hey, everyone. Chris Hillock. I lead the portfolio development function for Dell Technologies Capital, our ventures team. We're the corporate venture capital arm for Dell Technologies that invests in early stage tech startups. So as a result, I'm super passionate about entrepreneurship, the tech ecosystem. And my role within the organization is once we place investments in technology startups, my team spends a lot of time working with those companies to try to develop strategies to help them grow and scale. So super passionate about helping companies grow, scale, become more successful, become more valuable, and really seeing both products and the companies growing and scaling in the marketplace. So it's great to meet everybody, and thanks for having me.
Thanks, Chris, and once again, thanks to all the judges for taking the time to do this. And finally, for me, regarding that Dell for Entrepreneurs program, YJ will speak more to our program later on, but just wanted to share with everyone, to learn more about this program, please visit dell.com/startups or shoot us an email at startups@dell.com. This is a phenomenal team that work behind the scenes on our end to put this together. YJ and Marcus, our program manager, program managers, and of course, Lucas Chad-Alpino, who is our program lead. So again, thanks, for this opportunity. Looking forward to the amazing pitches today, and please do reach out to us if you have any questions.
All right. Thank you, Mobilogy. Thank you to the Dell team, and thank you to all the judges. And Karen, being a fitness lover yourself, I think you're going to love that one of our startups pitching today, I think I saw had a Peloton in their background. So already we got some other fitness enthusiasts in our event here today. From learning about the judges and learning about Dell for entrepreneurs, let's now learn a little bit more about Startup Grind. Everybody, please welcome to the stage Finn Mpofu from Startup Grind.
Thank you so much, Raj. Hey, everyone. Delighted to be having this fantastic, esteemed judging panel. The startups are definitely in some great luck to be having honestly, such an esteemed judging panel. We really want to wish all the startups good luck as they pitch. Here at Startup Grind, as you all know, this North America Summit forms part of many conferences that we do. We are the world's largest startup community, helping startups build, grow, and scale. So when we have partners like Dell Technologies, and especially like the Dell for Entrepreneurs program, it fits absolutely perfectly with really what our mission is and is aligned with everything that they are doing. So we want to wish you the very best of luck. We are delighted to be partnering with Dell for Entrepreneurs in this pitch battle competition. And I'll hand it over back to Raj to take the pitches away.
Thank you so much, Finn. And again, thank you to Startup Grind for hosting this event today. So for all of you watching, quick run of show for you. Every startup today is going to have 3 minutes to pitch their company. After that, we will have 3 minutes of Q&A from the judges themselves. Now, every startup in the finalists of our 8 finalists today has actually been paired with a support partner in their local region to help develop their companies along the way and help them get to this point of being a finalist. So kicking things off today, I'd like to introduce our first startup, Nveue, who has partnered with the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, one of Dell for Entrepreneurs partners. We're going to first see a short video here about Nveue as told by the Nashville Entrepreneurship Center. Let's have a look.
An entrepreneur is innovative.
Honest, transparent, authentic. You have to be selfless in some way.
Problem solver, risk taker, is a visionary in many ways.
We recognize resources.
Gritty.
It's a lot of sacrifice, it's a lot of hard work. Passion, that's desire, that's providing great service. They must be coachable. An entrepreneur must be one who loves to contribute, right?
I always say entrepreneurs wear rose-colored glasses because you're going to hear everyone tell you why you can't do something. And you've got to be able to see why you can.
All right. From Nashville, Tennessee, the founder of Nveue, please welcome Joel Griffin.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Raj. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Joel. I'm one of the co-founders of Nveue. I want to start with just sharing a quick video, and then let's discuss. So here's the problem we wanted to address from the very beginning of Nveue. because consumerism has increased 400% in the last 20 years, how do we create a consumer goods company that reverses the devastating environmental impact of that very consumerism? In 1996, this picture of a child making a soccer ball in Pakistan went viral. The corporation making them said, hey, it's not our fault. The consumer said, oh yes, it is. Shareholder value dropped, and voila, these corporations made swift changes that have massively curbed child labor ever since. Applying that understanding of how consumers drive the change, we knew that if we could create truly beautiful products, we could create consumer demand for recycled products, and that demand would make other companies want to follow. But they had to be beautiful. So we've created, as you see here, blankets and glassware and acrylic and wood products, and all of them are made from 100% recycled materials. And in our short history, and as demonstrated in the video you just saw, we've made quick waves with impact and are a B Corp Best for the World honoree. This $15,000 investment for us would be massive. We'd use it for two things. One, acquisition, both by strengthening our DTC strategy with further optimized cost of acquisition, and also by launching a new wholesale program with solid margins and high visibility opportunities. Second area we'd use it in is technology. I want to say thanks, first of all, to the Dell Technology grant that they've already helped us with in this area. Further funds would be used to drive product innovation, and eventually we want to tackle the manufacturing inefficiencies that would lower the costs. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. Love to open it up to questions from the judges.
All right, to kick it off, let's go with Chris Hillock. Any questions that you have for Joel and Newly?
Hey, Joel, how's it going? First of all, congratulations on building something that's really exciting and also can create such an impact for the environment. Just a thought. I have two thoughts or comments really. One is, I think what would be really helpful is as you're picking the products that you decide to go to market with, picking them in terms of like where you can make the biggest impact, and somehow conveying that to your customer base, I think would be pretty powerful. So something that said like, hey, if it's glassware, glassware is one of the most inefficient, mass-produced, processes that causes the most pollution, and that's why we picked glassware first. And our manufacturing process takes 1/10 of the amount of environmental impact. Yes, something that as a consumer is making a purchasing decision, they can resonate with the positive impact of making of aligning to your value system, but they could also see, hey, if I don't make that decision, I'm gonna be basically doing the opposite and be making a bad decision. So just wondering if you've kind of thought about that at all in terms of how you're picking the products you want to go to market with, and sort of what you're choosing as sort of the first sort of initial set of goods that you want to market and represent to the broader marketplace.
Yeah, great comment, Chris. And we have absolutely thought of that. I mean, I think the first thing we thought of when you think about the environmental impact of manufacturing is plastic. So we have these blankets that we already have about 10 different designs in stock, and each of these blankets is basically the equivalent of 12 plastic water bottles woven into yarn, mixed in then with some upcycled cotton, so it becomes 100% recycled. So that's one of the biggest things we saw. And to date, as you saw in the video, we've basically saved 37,000 plastic water bottles from going back into the landfill. So I think that's one of our huge things. I think as far as comparing product categories, our glass and our blanket are the two strongest. And the big thing with glass is reducing carbon emission by using virgin glass or recycled glass versus virgin glass.
Okay, got it.
We got time for one final quick question here. Let's go to Kristen.
Hi there, Joel. Great presentation. Love what you're doing. Kind of a comment and a question all at the same time. I think telling the story of where these things came from and what you're doing to recycle, whether you're pulling them out of the ocean or pulling them out of landfills, some type of content piece. And then my next question was, have you thought of like collab opportunities? I did some work with a company called 4Ocean, and they make a living out of pulling plastics out of the ocean. They have a lot of plastic. They don't reuse it. So they actually sell it to other people who know how to take it and make good use of it. So if you thought about how you could maybe amplify your partnership by doing something along those lines.
10-second response here, Jill.
Yeah, great question, Kristen. I mean, I'll just respond to the 4Ocean piece. I mean, we love 4Ocean. We love what they're doing, and we'd love to collaborate further with them. In fact, we pitched them doing a custom blanket using their, ocean plastic that comes back in. Part of the trick is just the manufacturing process to get the yarn. But yes, we're absolutely open to any of those collabs and love the environmental impact that it amplifies.
All right, everybody, one more time. Give it up for Joel Griffin and Newly. Joel, thank you so much for pitching today and kicking us off. Now we'll go to our second contestant today, which is the company Boozy Bites, who has been supported in this journey by the Dell for Entrepreneurs partner, Texas Squared. Let's learn more now about Texas Squared.
Hi, my name is Mark Nathan. I'm the founder of T Squared Agency and the publisher of the Texas Squared Startup Newsletter. I want to thank Dell for hosting this event, and congratulations to all the finalists. Good luck to everybody. Thank you.
From Austin, Texas, she is the founder of Boozy Bites. Please welcome D.D. Bryant.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name, as Raj mentioned, is Dee Dee, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about alcohol today. So I am the founder and CEO of Boozy Bites, and we are on a mission to help revolutionize how people celebrate. And so like many of you, I was really this girl here on the left. I was going from thing to thing, phone to computer, and all I really wanted was to reconnect and be with the ones I loved and to have those special moments. As we started thinking about it, I was like, what are those things that really brought us together kind of in the past? And you can see here, Chandler from Friends, there was a Jell-O shot, right? When a Jell-O shot would come out at a party, there was something so fun and engaging, and people would connect and come together and just really celebrate. But the problem is Jell-O shots are kind of gross. You have to use your finger, you have to use your tongue, and they really just didn't make the moment special. And so I was like, how do I get that emotion, that connection, that fun, but in a product that was relevant for the occasion and for the modern millennial? And so we reinvented the frat house favorite with food and packaging technology into a Boozy Bite. And so what is a Boozy Bite, you might ask? Well, it is vegan. We use 3 forms of seaweed, so there's no animal byproduct or gelatin in it. And that means it's naturally stable. It doesn't melt. It is 15% alcohol, so it does have a good boozy kick. It is wine-based, and the beauty of it being wine-based is that I am actually a digitally native e-com business. So as an alcohol company, I can actually ship across the nation because we're wine, which means I can leverage all the great digital technology that's in the world today to really know my consumer. They are cocktail-inspired flavors, so everything from margarita to lemon drop to rosé. And the best part is our patent-pending push-up cup. So no longer do you have to use your finger, your tongue, have that awkward moment. You can twist, push, and take a bite. It is a Boozy Bite. And I'll tell you, getting this to market hasn't been the easiest. Bootstrap, I actually lived in our manufacturing warehouse for the last year to be able to get this to market, but every day was worth it because we just celebrated our first anniversary on September 9th, and we've sold more than 250,000 Boozy Bites. And in our very first year as a D2C e-com business, we did 1 million in revenue, which is really great because it really helped me learn my customer, get to know who is out there and how they're using it to celebrate. And in doing this, we actually just got a call from one of the top premier retailers, and we will be in Kroger in Q4. So we'll be a true omni-channel business, leveraging the digital technology that we learn on our D2C side to really help push it through the entire ecosystem. And we have the team to do it. So we have 60 plus years in food and beverage expertise. So I was ex-PepsiCo, Conagra Foods, running brand and strategy there. And then our scientist, Mike here, he's the one who developed this great formulation he is currently the chief of staff of R&D at PepsiCo. And then we have kind of that deep expertise in the alcohol space. And David, who runs all of our operations, he is really the brain in the backbone of our organization as we do all the manufacturing ourselves here in Austin, Texas. So really building up a business that can really help revolutionize the celebration moment from birthdays to weddings across the nation. So that is Boozy Bites. Thank you, guys.
Amazing. And I think I know what my happy hour plans need to be now. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. To kick off our judge Q&A, let's go over to Karen Plotkin. Karen, any questions that you have?
Hi, Dee Dee. Great to see you and great pitch today. What a fun product. I'm really curious. So you've been a direct-to-consumer company and now going into a large retailer, a large grocery store chain. What are you guys thinking about from an operations standpoint and how you have to pivot or look at things differently?
Yes. So that has been a bit of a challenge and something we've been working towards. So we are now moving into a larger manufacturing space. We were in a small little manufacturing facility. Luckily, David, that I mentioned on my team, had spent 30 years building out manufacturing facilities and logistics systems for Frito-Lay PepsiCo. So he has the background in the retail presence, but it has impacted both our packaging, our retail packaging, and we've had to do a lot of work in terms of just stability of the product as they're going to be on pallets now, going kind of through that traditional distribution system. But in general, we have seen quite a good bit of success in that scaling process. We use a lot of human capital, which we've been lucky here in the Austin market. Hiring has been pretty efficient, and we have a really great team. So it's harder to control and forecast, though. D2C is so easy for me to forecast. So that is still a learning that we're going to have, and I don't have full visibility to it quite yet.
Okay, great to hear, and congratulations on that expansion.
Thank you.
Let's turn it over to Sudhir. Sudhir, any questions you have for Didi?
Hi, Didi. This is great presentation. Thank you. I guess my question would be, given I'm a product guy, have you guys given any thought to what other kinds of offers or products that you might be able to expand into easily?
Yes, absolutely. So Mike, my scientist, is working on several other innovations right now. And the idea behind it is this product is really made for what I would call a curated celebration. So these are things like birthday parties, holiday parties, things that you're really planning for, that you want that kind of Instagram worthy tablescape. Our next innovation is we're looking at about how can we really own the entire celebration spectrum, so that everyday moment all the way up to this wedding moment. And so we have some innovation coming. I can't share too much yet, but it is still in this kind of bringing nostalgia and connection into that everyday space. So we have some other edible alcohol concepts that are in development right now, so that we can help the consumer across her entire life cycle, from kind of that Monday night bachelor party to her wedding.
All right. Thank you, Didi. Thank you to Boozy Bites. Again, I think I know what I need to have at my next party. So thank you so much for sharing and pitching today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Up next and taking our pitch stage is Ternary, who is supported by the Founder Institute. Let's learn more about Founder Institute.
Hey, everybody. My name is Martin Martinez. I'm the entrepreneur in residence over at the Founder Institute. I also serve as executive director of our Texas programs. We have 3 chapters active in Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, as well as Dallas, Texas. I'm really excited about this event. Thank you, Dell, for being such amazing partners. Thank you to the team over there at Dell, Lucas, YJ, Marcus. Thank you all for your continued support on helping entrepreneurs build the future with programs like ours. We're really excited to be a part of this event. Founder Institute is an idea stage accelerator where we help entrepreneurs take their ideas and turn them into companies that are going to endure and grow and thrive in their communities. And today's going to be no different. I am really excited to introduce to you a founder that made it through our localized event with a whole group of amazing founders. And I think you're really going to enjoy her as well as she presents her company coming up here soon. So without further ado, coming from our Miami cohort, it's really exciting for me to be able to introduce Lauren Materano, founder of Ternary. Lauren, you take it away, and you wow them.
From Miami, Florida, representing Ternary, please welcome Lauren Materano.
Hi, I'm Lauren Materano, COO of Ternary Developments. We offer B2B SaaS business applications to creators and communities. The community and creator economies are a $104.2 billion industry spanning across all different platforms. It really started on audience-based platforms like Twitter and Instagram, and is now based more on community-based platforms like Slack and Discord. And creators are focused on these not only because they can interact with their audiences, but they could build multi-million-dollar businesses. But it's not just creators. Traditional enterprise businesses are also using things like Discord, like Chipotle, like GameStop, and eventually like Dell. But the problem is there's no technology out there that allows communities to manage their business. So they're stuck using things like Excel for CRM, taking payment through Venmo or PayPal, getting service requests from email or IM, and using third-party marketing solutions like MailChimp. All of this results in disparate data systems and poor customer experience. Salesforce has fixed this for enterprise businesses, and we are fixing this for the creator economy. We're a team of Salesforce alums that actually built our very own community on Discord. And so we built a platform that allows communities like ourselves to manage their business from end to end. We offer subscription membership management, pulling together all of that disparate data into a single place through CRM. But not only that, we also streamline purchase to entry in less than 30 seconds by integrating directly into Discord. This reduces friction and increases conversion for our potential subscribers. And because of that, we're very good at acquiring our customers quickly and profitably. It takes us less than 4 days on average to get a customer, and 93% of prospects that see a demo actually sign a contract. We do all of this for $7 a month on average for our cost to host our customers, while we take upwards of $562. Now, we've done all of this in less than 6 months with over 54 business customers on our platform and generated over $250,000 in ARR with a compounded annual growth rate of 35%. That said, we're targeting $3 million in revenue in the next year by doubling down our sales and marketing efforts, but we need your help. So we're raising funding to scale. Now, we know B2B SaaS, and we know that Salesforce is the expert here, so we're following in their footsteps. We're going to be expanding for end-to-end solutions. Next, we'll launch our support cloud, allowing communities to have case management and better service their community. Then we'll launch Marketing Cloud, be able to offer market segmentation to be able to cross-sell and upsell into current install base. And eventually, we'll launch the Ternary app marketplace, being able to have plug-and-play apps for Discord. All of this is going to come together for creators and communities to manage their business from end to end without ever leaving the Ternary platform. We love partnering with communities, and we'd love to partner with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren. To kick off our Q&A, let's start with Adam.
Hi, Lauren. Great pitch. Love to see B2B stuff here. Question for you around the communities that people build. So going in and building communities, you mentioned a number of different platforms that people can use that give you different access to different kinds of data. How do you get the data that your creators need in order to be able to build that community and make sure that it's their community and not really the community of the platform that they're on?
Sure. So I think if I'm understanding the question, Adam, it's how are we helping build the communities, or what information are we collecting?
How are you getting who the people are? Because in many cases, if you build a community around, say, YouTube or Facebook, you may or may not actually have access to contact information for the people that are a part of it.
That's a great question. And that's actually kind of the e-commerce portion of our platform. So we offer that discount, or that checkout page where you can put in your payment information, your credit card information, your address, your email. But not only that, we don't have to monetize it. We can just collect the information and kind of have that as a gateway to unlock a Discord community.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and hit Eric next.
Hey, Lauren. As leading small businesses, I love hearing pitches like this because it clearly is going to be your target market. You brought up Salesforce, but I think your competitive market is much bigger than Salesforce, right? Especially with what you see coming out of AWS and what's coming out of Microsoft. How do you ensure you break through to some of these much bigger entities that are going really strongly after the market that you want to serve?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I think that there's a big difference between those that are focused on, the Microsofts, the Amazons that are focused on more of that enterprise space versus focusing on the creator space in this kind of digital marketplace, right? So we're really focused on being able to do subscription management and being able to create businesses out of passions. And then also, obviously, there's the enterprise part where we help collect information within Discord for enterprise companies like Dell that are maybe creating communities there. Where Microsoft and Amazon is really more focused on those enterprise business-to-business applications in the traditional modern workplace versus those more social digital communities.
Great, thank you.
We've got 40 seconds left for Q&A. Rod, go ahead.
Sorry, find the mute button. I was interested to, when I think about some of the communities and businesses that you're serving, some of them will be bringing great ideas to market, and those entities will see hyper growth, I would imagine. How will you scale with the communities that you serve? You mentioned scaling in your presentation, but clearly that's going to be somewhat of a challenge, I would imagine.
10-second response here, Lauren.
Okay, we are a software as a service solution meant to scale, and we do have customers on our platform that do millions of dollars in revenue a year. But the best part is it's already kind of set and built to scale. So I'd love to share more with you, Rod.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate it. And the Ternary looks absolutely awesome with an incredible market opportunity. Thank you for pitching today.
Bye.
Next up is StudioPod, who has been supported on their journey by The Cannon. Time now to learn more about The Cannon.
Hey, my name's Lawson Gao. I'm the founder of The Cannon, an organization that establishes startup hubs for entrepreneurs and surrounds them with all the support and programs that they need to be successful. We started in what we called the waiting room, a very unattractive 20,000 square foot space. From there, we've grown into this building that I'm in now, the West Houston space. And after that, the Post Oak location, a downtown location, and then COVID hit. And it was not a good year to be in the business of populating creative workspace. But as the recoveries continued, we have grown Cannon Connect, a digital platform that helps connect entrepreneurs in a virtual environment with all those events, classes, speakers, programs, mentors, investors that they need to thrive. And we've continued our expansion to set up hubs wherever there are major population clusters without the access that they need to these kinds of entrepreneurial support systems. So go to thecannon.com to learn more about our current locations, our digital Cannon Connect platform, and our plans to expand into new environments to help entrepreneurs throughout the country and the world.
Please welcome Joseph West and Chris Bailey.
Hi, I'm Chris. And I'm Joseph. And here's a video to introduce StudioPod. I'm Chris Bailey. And I'm Joseph West. We're the co-founders of StudioPod. We wanted to introduce a solution that offered customized lighting in match lighting that you would find in a studio. And there's no photo booth that does that out there now.
It is the easiest way to have a high-end headshot today. How easy it is for them to schedule it, how easy it is for them to take it, how comfortable they felt, and the results were something that they'd never gotten before.
It's really exciting when we show people the pictures and they're like, wait, a photo booth made that? That's why we don't call it a photo booth. It's truly a studio. Headshots are costly and difficult. Wasted time scheduling, paying over $150 per headshot, and waiting weeks or months to receive your photos that can be inconsistent, especially if captured over time.
So meet StudioPod. StudioPod is an automated photography studio with professional level results, and it's mobile for both short and long-term deployments. And the best part, there's no photographer.
With an unbeatable price of $50, our professional lighting is specifically designed to make you look your best. And photos are immediately delivered to your inbox ready for use.
And with teams working remotely during COVID, StudioPod offers a great touch point with convenience and flexibility. And we found that high quality professional headshots adds the team confidence and unifies the brand. With online scheduling, users simply pick a time, visit the pod, and start clicking. Immediately after, an auto-generated personal online gallery is sent, allowing users full access to all their high-resolution files. And we designed the corporate portal so businesses can easily manage and view all their employee headshots and invites in one simple location.
We're currently focused on the co-working university spaces. The co-working space is a win-win-win, providing us with retail locations and a solid user base. Universities are also a natural partnership, and we have launched a program called University Pass and are piloting this experience at a top-tier university this fall.
And we're the right people to bring this to market. We built a solution after 25 years in the photography market, 15 years of development experience, helping us understand the pain points we encountered ourselves and from feedback from our customers. So we've created 3 options to work together for our customers to use StudioPod: permanent locations, amenity partnerships, and direct-to-business.
We expect each pod to produce between 45,000 and 100,000 or more per year. With limited market exposure, we're already doing that. With 65,000 in sales since last September, our 4-week rolling average has been increasing by about $1,000 every 6 weeks. And more people are finding us on Google, which now accounts for about half of our monthly revenue. Those customers live almost exclusively within 5 miles of our current location. We will install our second pod towards the end of September and adding 2 to 4 more locations in the next 6 to 8 months. Forming partnerships in the Houston market will allow us to service our pods and learn how to make each pod hum, and will help us gain national and global reach.
So let's meet Intrepid. StudioPod deployed for 2 days to the Intrepid office, allowing convenient capture of 45 team members with multiple travel schedules and limited time. The results were consistent and beautiful, and they continue to use StudioPod's permanent location for the new hires.
So here's a glance at our growing client list.
And thank you for hearing how StudioPod is reimagining headshots for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's start with Sudhir this time. Sudhir, any questions you have?
Yeah, thanks, Raj. Great idea, great pitch as well. I'm just curious, how big do you think the total market is for this product?
We actually think it's really quite large, and we've seen that really just at our brick and mortar location here. And as we've watched it grow, everybody now really needs a headshot with LinkedIn and Facebook, and also we really have a great and sticky solution for corporations. We make it so easy and painless. Once we onboard a corporation into our system, they can easily incorporate that into their new hires and onboarding process. So in addition to that, we also see a huge market in passports and also school photos. And then, of course, we really think there's a family application and kind of a larger portrait market as well.
Do you have any sense of the size in terms of dollars?
I mean, well, we've done like I said, we did 65,000 in the last year, and we are also exploring amenity partnerships. So there's multiple revenue streams. We think it's probably at least $10 or $15 million.
Thanks.
Go over to Kristen.
All right. So for someone who needs an updated headshot, according to our head of brand, I would really appreciate something along these lines. No, but my question is really in how are you getting the word out? I mean, I think you've got your pods. I'm sure there's some kind of mobility aspect to them as well. But how are you finding the right advertising aspect? Because I don't know how many people are searching for headshots versus something like you were saying, like DMVs or passports or things along those lines.
Yeah, that's a great question. So when we launched this was last February, so a month before COVID. Our initial viewpoint was to go direct to business. So it was to build these many partnerships. Obviously, COVID happened, occupancy went down in buildings. So we had to rethink that and pivot a little bit. So at that point, we just thought direct to consumer during that time. And so we built up, frankly, we built up the local SEO. So that was something we were able to kind of engineer and figure out in each location as we build these out if they're publicly available. We have that system available. I think we're seeing probably over 5,000 searches, currently a month, which has continued to increase. I'd say probably 100% in the last 3 or 4 months.
Great. And please go to the DMV because I hate my picture. So
yeah.
Final 30 seconds here. Chris, any questions you have?
I was just curious, have you done any benchmarking with like large scale companies as to how much they spend a year on employee headshots based on new employee additions? And just curious if you've used that as a way to kind of help justify the cost for companies to adopt this.
10-second response.
We onboarded a company recently called BKD. They have basically got a big rebranding push right now, and they anticipate about 20 to 25 new hires every year. Every company will be a little different, but it's definitely a sticky solution, and we see it serving as companies grow on the small and large teams.
All right. Thank you, Joseph and Chris. My own headshot is now 4 years old, and you can't tell it from my photo, but I did have long hair in that photo, so I could use Studio Pod myself. Hope to see it in my co-working space. All right. Next up, introducing our next company is Phlex, and their support partner on this journey has been the Dell for Entrepreneurs partner, Endeavor. Let's learn more about Endeavor at this time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Claudia Duran, Managing Director of Endeavor Miami. We're an affiliate of Endeavor, the leading global community of, by, and for high-impact entrepreneurs. Endeavor's unique entrepreneur-first model provides a platform for founders to dream big, scale up, and pay it forward to the next generation of entrepreneurs. In 2020, Endeavor Miami entrepreneurs generated over $240 million in revenues and created over 3,000 jobs in South Florida. Endeavor has been a long-time partner of Dell, and we joined Dell's pitch competition series to create opportunities for entrepreneurs to place themselves and their companies in the minds of mentors, investors, and the general public. Our selected startup, Phlex, is a company created by swimmers for swimmers. They use technology to enable swimmers of all kinds to achieve their personal goals, try fun challenges presented by the world's best swimmers, and find their own place within the swimming community. They recently graduated from our Endeavor Lab Accelerator program, a 2-month-long accelerator dedicated to supporting local early-stage companies. We leverage Endeavor's methodology in mentorship, peer support, and expertise and scale-ups to help our participants grow. Without further ado, I'm pleased to present our finalist, Phlex.
From the shores of South Beach in Miami, Florida, representing Phlex, please welcome Ryan Rosenbaum.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Ryan Rosenbaum, and I am a founder at Phlex, where we are creating the future of swimming. So, did you know that swimming is the third highest participation sport among all age demographics? Not only is it low impact on our bodies, it also provides a killer high intensity workout. And swimmers recognize this, with almost 250 million people regularly active, and 37 million of whom swimming 3 or more times per week. Given our backgrounds as Olympians, Ironman triathletes like myself, and internationally renowned coaches, we know a thing or two about this sport. But let's talk about the opportunity. Swimming was left behind in the wearable revolution. And unlike running and cycling, fitness swimmers lacked engagement and the ability to form a community. This lack of meaningful data and insights affected everyone, from amateurs to Olympic medalists. So we took things into our own hands. And in 2019, we launched our very first product called the Edge. Now, the Edge is made by swimmers. It's the first tracker to get 30 metrics, including real-time heart rate tracking from swimmers, used by Olympians and all the way down. And we're currently developing our subscription software experience, which we call Phlex Plus. Swimmers from around the world can access world-class stroke insights and training recommendations while engaging with our habit-forming software experience. Diving a little bit deeper into this experience, we've crafted a habit-forming system where users consume guided workout content, track their workouts, and are then rewarded for their quantified progress. Ultimately, we're in the business of making workouts a habitual activity for our users. We quantify user progress with our proprietary machine learning algorithms. These insights accompany users through their guided workout to feel like you have a training partner there with you at all times. Our guided content is introducing an innovative new workout method to the entire fitness world, from CrossFit to cardio HIIT, or even guided meditation experiences. The water is core to the fitness benefits that we are all looking for. At the end of the day, we create premium solutions to help swimmers maximize their performance, engagement, and enjoyment of the sport of swimming. We provide access to Phlex Plus for $10 per month, which includes content, hardware agnostic tracking, and much more. We also sell the Edge for $250. By this time next year, we project Phlex Plus will be one of the most downloaded fitness apps in the world. Our growth strategy includes an official partnership with the world's largest swimming league, brand partnerships with companies like Nike and Arena, and capitalizing on our already great audience with our 7 million plus YouTube channel. Our team's background is not just as swimmers, but as a technical team. We've been published in Nature and have worked at companies like Microsoft and the Department of Defense. We've seen multiple unicorns grow out of the running and cycling market, and the data is very clear. Swimming is next, and Phlex is the team to take advantage of that. Thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys at the pool.
That is quite an incredible product. Am I crazy, or is Marcin Cislak, have I heard his name like on NBC before?
You have. This is
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's kick things off with Karen.
Hey, Ryan, great product and really nice pitch there. Question for you around building communities with the users that you have here, right? You talked about integrating with coaches. How are you integrating the swimmers and creating communities or even creating competitions along the lines of what Peloton does with users?
For sure. It's a fantastic question. So what we try and do is a little bit along the lines of Peloton, also a little bit of Strava. Swimming, we believe a lot in the trickle-down technology of the sport, where we know names like Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte and Caleb Dressel, and we want to follow what they do. So we have official brand partnerships with those very athletes, and we have them specifically talking to our users through vertical video, challenging them to do small little swims at their local pools. And that's them already engaging into the normal leaderboard system that you would see out of a Peloton.
Awesome.
Adam, any questions?
Yeah, this is great to see. I always love when we see more things coming out in different fitness communities. I'm a member of a bunch of different ones, and yeah, running and cycling, well supported. And then you get belong that it's a really long tail of what comes in there. How do you think about differentiation? Because I know there are certain other trackers, more generalized ones, that do have swimming as part of what they look at. Is that augmented, or you have pictures of some of them?
For sure, yeah. And that's a fantastic question. So a lot of what we try and do is we believe in a hardware agnostic tracking system, which is basically if you have an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch or our dedicated hardware, we want you to go into the pool. There's 11 million residential pools in the US alone, and we want people to be able to use that. So all we do is we create the content that challenges people to engage with their swimming, and the rest is up to them. It doesn't require a $3,000 bicycle. It doesn't require paying for shoes all the time. It just requires you to use the technology that you currently have and challenge yourself in the environment that we're all used to and excited to go jump into.
Eric.
Yeah, I think my question is around what you just did. And because I as a consumer, if I'm a triathlete, I find it odd to have a watch on this hand, a watch on this hand, a piece of thing, thinking about what I need to put on what. Do you think that might slow up the message you're supposed to get? And how do you convince your customer base that they need yet another device to put on their body if they go on a triathlon?
That's a fantastic question again. So our main idea is accessibility. We're not actually trying to push any new piece of hardware purchasing onto people. If they happen to have already spent $300 on an Apple Watch or more on a Garmin, we're totally fine with that. And we can provide them the same exact experience that they can get from this, minus a little bit of the competitive higher end things. So as people become, let's say, amateur age group champions in triathlon, they would want to look at our premium solution because we provide more stroke technique and more value that typical trackers aren't able to do because of the sensor load that's in them.
Great, thank you.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much for sharing Phlex with us. And I can imagine living in Miami, you get a chance to practice using this maybe every single day of the week. All right, one more time, give it up for Ryan and Phlex. Next up on our stage is a company by the name of Dropwater, who has been supported in their journey by the Draper Startup House. Let's learn more about the Draper Startup House at this time.
At Draper Startup House, our mission is to provide every entrepreneur in the world the same access to tools and resources that have primarily only been available in Silicon Valley. We're not your typical accelerator. DSH is scouring the globe to find game-changing founders at the earliest stage, building industry-transforming companies. Founders will be pushed to their limits mentally and physically, only to come out on the other end stronger and better prepared to tackle the challenges of creating an extraordinary business. Startup founders will leave with a tool belt of resources, knowledge, and connections to continue to thrive after a one-of-a-kind accelerator experience. We invest $50,000 in the earliest stage startups, and we look for exceptional people and extraordinary and out-of-the-box ideas. We pride ourselves on bringing the resources and tools of Silicon Valley to the rest of the world. Our 2022 accelerator cohorts will be in Austin, Texas, and Miami, Florida. We're building a global ecosystem of entrepreneurs and innovators and are excited to partner with Dell for Entrepreneurs to help further our mission. With that being said, we are very proud to introduce Scott Edwards from Dropwater. Dropwater is innovating one of the most important, largest, and difficult industries. Dropwater is building a new way to distribute and sell bottled drinks through a 100% fully compostable product. Dropwater bottles are built not to last, and that is why we love them. Introducing Dropwater.
From Austin, Texas, representing Dropwater, please welcome Scott Edwards.
Woo. Hey, thank you so much. So my name is Scott Edwards. I'm the founder and CEO and packaging engineer at Dropwater. And what we do is make premium drinks without the waste. So as we all know, this is a problem. Last year, we made over 500 billion bottles of water. That's enough bottles that if you stack them end to end, you could go from the Earth to the moon and back over 135 times. This industry is growing at 8 to 10% per year with no end in sight. Just imagine where it will be in 50 years. But luckily, there's an Achilles heel in this industry. So on the left is 23 cases of water, weighs over 600 pounds. And that Achilles heel is current competitors have to transport a lot of weight and a lot of volume. And on the right, in that little box under my arm, is 24 cases, so more bottles, and it weighs only 36 pounds. So what we're doing is we're building new distribution and packaging on a global scale. So we're shifting capital expenditures away from transporting water and putting it into a sustainable and profitable bottling network. On the left is the current way. You bottle centrally, then transport. And on the right is how we do it. We bottle at the point of sale. So we don't need to ship water and can use compostable materials. So we fill and sell our drinks using our paper bottle and a robotic machine. The paper carton is made not to last. It's 100% compostable, stacks like a cup. We can fit 200 per cubic foot. It's easy to print on, patent protected, and no plastic lamination on the paper. And the machine that makes this possible is like a mini bottling plant. You plug it into electricity and water, and then you have an eco-friendly drink factory. This is what the consumer sees when they order a bottle. It's filled, sealed, ready to go. And if you don't have, or if you already have a container like a Hydro Flask or something, the best packaging is no packaging. And so you can refill your own bottle as well. This is a machine we installed last month. We're doing about 60 bottles per day and over 100 refills per day. And in this new post-COVID market, we know that it's important not to touch stuff. So we've made a web app that you can access at any location and get a custom made drink without touching the machine at all. And we really want to use this platform as like a new distribution rails for emerging beverages. So you can do custom printing for other brands or locations or companies. And this is really why competitors should care about what we're doing. We ship 10 times less mass and less volume compared to everyone else. On the left is 1,500 normal bottles, weighs over 750 kilograms. On the right, 1,500 of our bottles weighs about 46 kilograms. Some proof points, we're in the San Jose Airport, Cincinnati Airport, Newark Airport. People love us. Our go-to-market strategy is we own and operate in places like hotels, college campuses. And then to get to the 1 million machine mark, we need to partner with companies like Canteen, Sodexo, Aramark, and so on. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Awesome, man, quite the needed solution. And I think it's incredibly just innovative the way you've come up with this. Rod, kick us off with questions, please.
Thank you. Scott, I love this, I really do. The question going through my mind is when you think about the water market itself, the bottled water market, clearly there are a lot of brands, spring water brands. How do you tackle, the big brands that are out there, and is there an opportunity to work with them in collaboration with the solution that you've got?
Yeah, there absolutely is. And we're not just bottled water. 80% of the drinks we sell are flavored or functional. So we're not just, approaching the bottled water market. But there absolutely is a potential to partner with other brands. We just want to be kind of like a new platform to enable brands to get drinks to consumers without transporting water, without needing a shelf life, without needing, packaging that is not eco-friendly.
Great.
Chris, what questions do you have?
Hey, Scott, great job, by the way. Two quick questions. One is, how much of a traditional bottle manufacturer's cost of ownership or cost to sale is associated with the distribution? And then conversely, as you're selling this to implementing this in the different locations, they're obviously providing the water, right? And so just kind of curious about how the economics on both sides of the house. And what I'm kind of wondering is, are you able to, potentially, deliver a better product more cost effectively?
Yeah. So first question, the cost is very considerable at certain locations like vending markets. It's up to 50 cents just to get a person out there to restock a machine. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we're already providing a product that's better for less money already. And transportation is one of the largest factors of why bottled water costs so much. Like the material cost of polyethylene, $500 per ton. That's half a cent per bottle for a 10-gram bottle. The water inside of it is less than that. So what you're really paying for is changing of hands and CO2, like gas essentially. And what we're doing is we're taking out all the middlemen and basically going direct to consumer by shipping empty collapsed stacked bottles directly to the points of sale. So we take away all those middlemen and the profit is really there for the vending operator or food service provider, instead of, going from a mass distributor down to like smaller distribution chains to wholesale to retail to a vending operator. So
Oh, got it. But a retailer ultimately is still they're gonna, besides just paying for a good, they're gonna contribute a cost associated with, they're gonna provide the water on your behalf, right? So, yeah. But ultimately, I think what you're saying is, if a customer's paying $1 a bottle and they're charging $2 a bottle, you're gonna be able to deliver it for less than that.
Yeah, and then water is also essentially free everywhere. If you ever flush the toilet at like an airport, you're using 1.6 gallons. So far, no one's cared about us using water. It's like a menial cost that doesn't really matter. So
got it.
Not been a problem.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for showing the world Dropwater, and I hope the world adopts Dropwater. Thank you very much. Give it up one more time for Scott Edwards. And I just want to remind everyone who's watching today, after we have 2 more pitches remaining. Once we complete our pitches, you, our viewing audience, will have a chance to vote on your favorite. And we have 3 awards going to the 3 finalists out of today. And the crowd favorite is one of those awards. So just be sure you're paying attention along the way, and be sure to get your vote in after we finish our final pitch. Next up on our pitch stage is a company by the name of Every Shelter, who has been supported in their journey by Mass Challenge. Let's learn now about Mass Challenge.
Hello, my name is Will Magruder. I'm the Senior Director of Partnerships at Mass Challenge, and I'd like to begin by thanking the Dell for Entrepreneurs team for including us in this competition. Since 2008, Mass Challenge has operated as one of the world's largest startup accelerators, supporting over 2,500 startups in their growth and development. This year, we have 229 teams participating in our cohort, and over 100 of them applied to be considered for this competition. I'm thrilled to introduce Scott Austin Key, the CEO of Every Shelter, as the representative from Mass Challenge that you'll hear from today. Scott's business has been in operation for just over 2 years, and they've already assisted over 24,000 refugees and saved over 100 tons of plastic waste from going to landfills. So not only is he tackling a humanitarian crisis, but he's also tackling climate change at the same time. I hope you enjoy his pitch, and please join us in celebrating the rest of the Mass Challenge cohort on October 28th. You can go to masschallenge.org and register to attend our award ceremony. Thank you very much. Good luck, Scott.
From Austin, Texas, representing Every Shelter, please welcome Scott Key.
Every Shelter creates jobs for refugees who create sustainable shelter products for other refugees. Globally, there are over 82 million displaced persons in the world who will be displaced for 27 years on average. Less than 1% will ever be resettled. And the problem is profound and growing. We've seen a dramatic growth rate in the last decade, and the World Bank predicts that that number will surpass 240 million refugees by the end of 2051. Allow yourself just a moment to imagine trying to raise a family while camping for decades. It's time for modern solutions, because this is what most families will receive for their decades-long camping experience: a tarp stretched over a structure with a dirt floor. So we invented and patented a practical floor. Emergency floor lifts families off the cold, wet, fecal-infested ground. It's lightweight and modular and installs in minutes. These boys are carrying half a shelter's work to their home. We've reached over 13,000 refugees in a short matter of time, and now we've shifted our focus to the roof and the walls, also known as the tarp. The United Nations standard issue tarp only lasts 3 to 6 months, but 2 years ago in a refugee camp on the border with Syria, we saw families using an old billboard instead of a traditional tarp. It had lasted them for over 2 years with no issues. Globally, billions of square feet of this will be produced, used as an advertisement, and wind up in the landfill. Why? Because billboard operators are contractually obligated to protect the brand identities of their clients. Meanwhile, we have a massive and growing need for strong tarp to protect the vulnerable among us. We solve that brand protection issue by simply sewing the tarp up on itself, creating super strong shelter tarps in the process. But as important as what we make is how we make it. Back in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, our colleague Noelle Kabale was a seamstress. When she fled to Uganda, she brought those skills and talents with her. But Noelle, like many other talented refugees, struggled to find employment opportunities. This is what she said: When refugees flee from their country, they don't leave their brains there. They come with their brain full of potential and talent. And yet this is the current aid model for tarps and other products. We make them in established economies. We put them on boats and trucks to regional warehouses, more boats, more trucks to local warehouses. And that last truck of tarps will pass many like Noel who could have made better tarps. It's time for a change. It's time to build systems of empowerment, not systems of reliance. We're building a new model centered around the most underutilized resource in the refugee aid setting, which is the time, talent, and skills of the refugees themselves. And tarps are just the start. 86% of refugees live in developing countries, places that lack significant employment opportunities. We're starting in Uganda, who hosts 1.4 million refugees. And our near-term goal is to simply scale up the production capacity of this first product while we build this model. We've built a pretty incredible partnerships with some incredible organizations, but we need more financial partnerships and more thought partners as we scale this model. If I had more time, which I don't, I'd tell you how we've reached over 30,000 disaster victims in the United States and Haiti in the last disaster season. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to your questions.
All right. Thank you, Scott. It looks like there may have been a tech issue there. We only saw your cover slide the whole time, but we did listen into every single word you said. So just one thing I would point out, if any of the questions now happen to point to something that was on a slide, maybe just bring up that slide as you respond. Let's start with Kristen.
Hi there. This is such a great opportunity to help people. It was very nice. And while you were speaking, I was also looking at your website. So following along with some of the things that you guys are doing. And on the Uganda example, who is your customer in this particular area? I mean, I know who the benefit goes to, but who is the customer that you would work with directly?
Yeah, so the customer is the refugee themselves. Our approach is very market driven. We've done a lot of research specifically around the economies that exist in refugee camps. And so our goal is to at least have some level of refugee participation in the actual purchase. And we believe there's enough value because of these partnerships we've built with a lot of advertisers, that there's enough value there for the refugee to actually hire, say, a roofing crew made up of other refugees to actually install the tarps themselves.
Okay, great. And then, are you also going to potential nonprofit organizations that are already working from a humanitarian perspective?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you're seeing my slides, but I'll pull up our partnership slide just to. But yeah, so historically, we've always been able to fulfill orders to other NGOs who actually implement a lot of the products. That's always going to be needed in an emergency response phase. Just as an example, 2 million have fled from Ethiopia in the last 11 months. So there's always an emergency response phase, and our goal is to also be able to supply these to NGOs who are responding in that phase. That's been our model. We manufacture our floors in Turkey and provide them inside Syria. So absolutely.
Excellent. Good luck, Scott. It's great.
Thank you.
Sudhir.
Yeah, thanks. This is a great idea, great project, really commendable. Just a couple of quick questions. Have you run into any kind of governmental or regulation type of hurdles that often come into play in such situations? And also similarly, any concerns around losing control of materials, etc., on the ground?
Yeah, so I started doing this back in 2012 when I was getting my Master's of Architecture at Rice. And so I have a lot of experience developing these products in this setting. We've spent most of our time focused around Lebanon. So when you ask about governmental hurdles, we know them very well. And Uganda is also, has its own challenges, but is much easier in certain ways to operate there. We have really strong partnerships with a lot of these NGOs and a lot of the organizations with the UN. And so we're really seen as a complementary service provider in a lot of ways, in those ways. From a supply chain side, a lot of our growth is happening in Uganda specifically. And so that's how we kind of control the supply chain and loss of materials.
We've got a minute left here for questions. Let's go to Karen.
Yeah, so just a very similar question. So, starting with great cause here and great work and really nice pitch today. But my question was going to be around the availability of the raw materials that you're looking for in some of these in these countries. I love the fact that using the time and the talent of the refugees to manufacture, but how is the availability of what's required in the locations?
Yeah, part of the reason why we started in Uganda was a strong partnership with JC Deco. JC Deco is one of the world's largest billboard companies. Because we've been able to win them over, they've allowed us to pitch their biggest advertisers in the region, which is AB InBev, PepsiCo, Diageo, et cetera. And so we're slowly kind of building up that supply by getting companies to grant us the exclusive ability to collect in the East Africa region. So that's Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So we're definitely growing that supply. We have the ability to collect quite a bit in the United States. That's how we respond in disaster. We partner with Outfront and Lamar in that way. And so we have access to quite a bit of the material. The goal is to ultimately center the majority of that collection in East Africa specifically, or any region where we're responding.
Thank you very much, Scott. Every shelter looks just incredibly useful and valuable to so many people across the world. So thank you for doing the very important work that you do.
Appreciate it.
Our final company to pitch today goes by the name of Nveue, and they have been supported by the Deck Network on their journey. Let's learn more about Deck Network.
Hi, everyone. I'm Demetra Brown, Senior Director with the Deck Network. The Deck Network is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Dallas, Texas, that works to help entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their businesses. We do this work in a number of ways, including providing resources such as education, mentoring, advocacy, and a space for community. We are so excited to partner with Dell for Entrepreneurs as they look to help entrepreneurs launch their dreams through innovation and entrepreneurship. I'd like to present to you your next company, Nveue, being presented by Kelly Pratt.
From Dallas, Texas, representing Nveue, please welcome Kelly Pratt.
Hey, everybody. Let me share my screen and let's get started. Always fun being the last one. So I will get right to it. So at Nveue, we know everything in sports changes in seconds, and it's really time the analytics kept up. That's what Nveue does. I'm Kelly Pratt. I'm the CEO and the co-founder, and I'm delighted to be here and to tell you all about what we're doing. So for nearly 20 years, I led some of the most advanced tech in the world, most recently in supercomputing. My teams and I, we delivered some really powerful machines that did things like predict global weather patterns and simulate nuclear stockpiles, taking millions of data points to make insights. But what I really wanted to do with that knowledge and power was to help me watch sports. So that's what I did. So over the course of 4 years, we coded up the most impressive sports engine to accompany live sports, and we deliver awesome insights in less than a second. So what do we do with this kind of thing? Well, my family and I, we bet Slurpees. I'll bet you a Slurpee that Altuve hits a home run on the next pitch, or Steph Curry makes this free throw. And that is called a micro bet. You might have heard it. You can bet for money or just for fun, but it's betting in the moment. Well, micro betting is a super hot market right now, exploding in the US thanks to recent legal bills. We expect the United States to be fully betting legally within the next 18 months. It's a hot market. They can't decide on how fast it's growing. It keeps going up every single year. But here's the thing, 75% of it is based on in-play micro bets, like what I just explained. Well, here's the challenge. Sportsbook operators and broadcast, well, they don't have the tech yet, and they're very frustrated with that because it's very tech burdensome and very hard to do. Competition is light, and they're looking for this kind of tech. So let's look at it in action. This is part of what we created. With each pitch, with each down, our servers, lots of them up in the cloud, are cranking away, telling us the unique things about plays. Really awesome to see a demo, but I'm so thrilled to tell you that last week we debuted on NBC for a Chicago White Sox and Oakland A's series. It was a watershed moment watching the announcers talk about Nveue from Dallas, Texas, and what pitch and predict is. In fact, here's just a little clip of it. I could go on all day because it's just so wonderful. With every pitch, the analytics pop up and tell you what's happening. And it helped people play. Watching Twitter was a real treat. So what do we do with it? How do we sell it? Well, we're a B2B company where we sell this API and this content to media, the sports betting operators, and data providers. In fact, we're looking to net 80 million by 2025, right in time with that sports betting market. And by the way, scaling is where it's at. We don't just do baseball. We scale up sports and we add millions of new betting markets as we go. Our traction and momentum did not stop with NBC. It didn't start with NBC. We've been working on this tech for a while with NBC, with Sport Radar, and we're getting ready to launch. Our core team is pretty fantastic. We're experienced in tech, experienced in business, but the common bond is we love sports. And that's why our product is not only so great, but really, really genuine, and sports fans love it. Well, it's the perfect time. We've got the perfect team. We've got the perfect tech, and the market's wide open with little competition. So we're raising, developing, we're scaling, and we're growing. That's Nveue. I'm so happy to be pitching to you guys. And by the way, Dell folks, I'm really happy to be working with you instead of competing against you for once. So seriously, thank you for having us here, and thanks for listening.
Amazing. Thank you, Kelly. Now, you may not know this, Kelly, but I live in Chicago. And while I am a Cubs fan, I actually did happen to see this game on my TV, which is kind of crazy that you're the person behind it.
We're live with Chicago White Sox for the last 5 games of the series. So look for us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Adam, kick us off with questions, please.
Sure. And it's kind of a two-parter. One is this the back end that feeds things like BAM tech that I see that MLB uses? And then the second part of it is, do you feel that as you grow, is it more about being a data provider, or is it more about being a betting marketplace that's really your revenue path?
Super, super great question. BAM tech is volatile in the business, up and down and being acquired. But actually, we are meeting with MLB about 15 minutes after this call. So we would provide our feeds into a lot of their broadcasts, their apps, their games, etc. The other question was, I'm sorry, remind me
your revenue path. Is it more around the betting market and being a part of that, or is it more about being a data provider to various entertainment outlets?
Well, we're not looking to run a sports book. We're looking to deliver the content, and we're planning to deliver the most revenue through betting operators.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Rod.
Hey, this is very exciting. This kind of betting marketplace is growing significantly, and as legislation changes as well in different locations, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm a big sports fan. One of the things that kind of interests me, could professional sports teams leverage this to help them?
You'd think so, but actually micro betting and live betting is a little frowned on for the leagues and the players, thanks to Pete Rose and those things. In fact, Major League Baseball, they're not allowed to have live electronics in the dugouts. So, but we have talked with the number of teams in general about collaborating. The White Sox was one of them, talking with their data analytics team on how we can collaborate on telling them what pitch they should be throwing.
I'm interested whether there's a kind of post-game opportunity. I know sports teams these days collect a lot of information off, devices that the players wear, but is there an opportunity here for them to use it post-game?
There is, and quite honestly, our phone's just been ringing off the hook for the last 6 months about where and how we best use this. So we've talked to them. We still do see the media and the betting as the most lucrative and the best place to launch, but we're really excited about all these side opportunities, especially with IoT and starting to use some of the live data coming from things like US ski and snowboard.
Right. Very good. Thanks.
We can squeeze in. We got 20 seconds left. Quick question, quick response. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah. So Kelly, my question is, clearly this has been a B2B play for you, but I clearly see a B2C play as well, especially with how big the fantasy market is getting. Do you see you like thinking about expansion into the B2C market with these analytics in this data feed?
We've
5
talked
second
about
response,
it.
Kelly.
We talked about it. We signed on Matthew Berry as one of our advisors, who's very active in the fantasy market. And so it's a longer play, but we are considering it.
Awesome. Matthew Berry, the talented Mr. Roto, as he goes by.
That's right. That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kelly. This technology blows my mind. This is incredible. Thank you for sharing Nveue.
Thank you, guys.
All of our startups today, all of our 8 finalists have pitched in the first ever Dell for Entrepreneurs Pitch Showdown. It is now time for the judges to go into their back room and make their final scores and figure out who they think the winners of today are. But it's also time for you, our audience, to go ahead and go to the link that you see on the screen right now and vote for your favorite from today. We had 8 finalists pitching today. They were, once again, Nveue, Boozy Bites, Ternary, StudioPod, Phlex, Dropwater, Every Shelter, and Nveue. And now it's your turn to tell us who you think should come out of today as the winner. Our top 3 vote getters coming out of today will receive $5,000, $10,000, and $15,000 worth of Dell products and technologies, respectively. So your vote counts and your vote matters. Go ahead and go to that link on Slido to place your vote. Now, some of the things that I really recognize, I work on a lot of pitch decks every week, and there's one thing I actually wrote about it on LinkedIn earlier today, and I saw several of the startups today utilize this strategy, which I really like, which is story-based slide headers. So instead of just, as you think about viewing audience, as you think about building out your own pitch, if you're an entrepreneur yourself, if you're coming back to a company like Ternary, what I remember from Ternary, even so many minutes later, is them saying, because it was the header of their slide, we are very good at acquiring customers quickly and profitably, and that they had achieved 54 customers in under 6 months. And that's because the header of the slide told us that. So we're going to leave with that takeaway thought. Instead of, they could have just written on the slide growth. They could have just written on the slide projections, but they wrote the concluding thought they wanted us to take away from that. And that's the use of a story-based slide header. So I love seeing that technique at play. And again, if you are pitching your company in any upcoming competition, pitching investors, or even pitching customers, use your slide headers to help tell the story. Again, that link is at Slido if you want to vote on your favorite. And the link is up on screen for you. We have 8 finalists from today who you can vote from. We want to see who you thought the winner should be. At this time, I'd like to welcome YJ Lin from Dell for Entrepreneurs onto the stage to talk to us more about this amazing program that Dell has developed so that you can learn how you can get involved with your startup.
Hey everyone, thank you all for being here today. My name is YJ, and I'm really excited to share how the Dell for Entrepreneurs programs is supporting startups like yourself. Before we get there, a short history lesson. In 1984, with only $1,000 in startup capital, a freshman at UT Texas, Austin, named Michael Dell, realized that no other technology company at that time was actually working directly with consumers. And through a combination of cutting costs, reducing delivery time, and focusing on customer service, he sold $80,000 worth of computers by the second half of his freshman year. By the age of 19, he has dropped out of college to run his company full time. And within 4 years, by 1988, Dell Technologies has gone public. Now, Dell Technologies, a Fortune 100 company, is one of the world's leading technology providers to help support every aspect of your technology needs. Whether you have hardware or application needs, we can provide end-to-end solutions to support you. So what do we do? First, we have a team of experienced program managers and mentors from Dell Technologies, some even with entrepreneurial investing experience, but all with the experience of growing a Fortune 100 company. Second, we have over 600 dedicated startup IT advisors across Dell campuses in Nashville and Austin under Eric Day's org that can help answer any questions and advice you have about technology to help save you time. Third, if you have a hardware technology product that you're building through our OEM team, we can actually help you with your ideation, strategy, and with building your product through technologies that we already have. Fourth, capital is so important as a startup. We understand how important it is to keep your costs variable so you can focus on developing your company even further. Lastly, at the end of the day, we just want to make sure we give you the right tools to the right people, because that is really what digital transformation is about. So how do we do it? Well, first, it's really getting in touch with us. We love to learn more about your business, what your needs are, and what you need, so that together we can create a plan to connect you to the right people or solution. And ultimately, really, our goal is to share our story together. Through our media partnerships with TechCrunch, VentureBeats, Entrepreneur, and more, we are here to inspire the world on how by working together, we can help drive human progress. And the way that we do that is really through connecting you to our dedicated startups advisors, aligning your people and your opportunities with the right solutions and products to help you grow. We also have the ventures teams from Dell Tech Capital that invests in over $200 million a year. Chris Hillock, who is here with us today, alongside with his colleagues, currently manage over 65 companies under their portfolio. And their focus, like he mentioned, is with early stage companies, specifically targeting in the enterprise technology solutions. So if you're a startup in data management, AI/ML, cybersecurity, edge IoT, or any of these other categories, we're more than happy to get in touch with you. Last but not least, we have the Dell Women's Entrepreneur Network, led by phenomenal female leaders and allies. This startup initiative at Dell Technologies aims to help empower all female founders with businesses from all sizes around the world by connecting them with resources, people, influencers, and knowledge. So if you're interested in learning more, visit duen.com. If you're interested in learning more about how Dell Technologies is supporting startups and our initiatives all across the company, feel free to reach out to Lucas, Marcus, and myself through startups@dell.com or visit us at dell.com/startups. With that being said, Marcus, do we have anything for our attendance members today?
Yes, YJ. First, I would like to personally thank everyone for attending this year's Dell for Entrepreneur Pitch Competition. And as a special thank for all the registered viewers, you'll be receiving a 10% off unique coupon code. This discount is stackable and can be used on any Dell product. Once again, thank you, and you can't wait to hear the results.
Thanks, Marcus. Before we pass it back to Raj Nation to kind of announce some winners, I'd love to bring up our Senior VP of America's Small Business, Eric Day, for some closing remarks.
Thank you, YJ, and thank you, team. It was a really wonderful day. I have to say, for the ability to get some senior executives from away from our day jobs to do something this big is pretty exciting for us. So it was a really good spend of 2 hours, and I want to thank all of the contestants throughout the whole entire competition. It just listening to the ideas and around what you all are doing to continue to make the world a better place, whether it's through fun, whether it's through water, whether it's through making better homes for our refugees. This is amazing, amazing work. And I just want to thank everybody for their blood, sweat, and tears, because we know how hard it is working with small businesses day in and day out, how hard it is on you and your families to do what you do and do what you love to do. So on behalf of all of Dell Technologies, our partnerships across this entire competition, thank you. And I wish you the very, very best of luck. We wish you the very best of luck. Thank you from Dell Technologies. Thanks, YJ.
All right. Thank you, Dell for Entrepreneurs team. I think it's time now for us to unveil who our winners are. So we've had a lot of great pitches today. And if you've never been in a pitch competition before, 3 minutes is not a lot of time to not only get out your company name, but then explain your value proposition, how you plan to grow, and try to answer as many objections as possible before anyone asks you a question. So before we get into the winners, I just want to say, everybody who pitched today, just big congratulations to all of you, because it is not an easy task to do that, but you showed up, you showed out, and you represented your startups, you represented your brands with heart, and you represented them beautifully. But there can only be 3 top finalists. So in third place, as decided by you, our voting audience, and the winner of $5,000 in Dell Technologies and products, drum roll please, our winner is Every Shelter. Congratulations, Every Shelter. Fantastic stuff from Scott over there. And I want to say even more impressive that he did it not knowing, he got third place, not knowing that his slides were not even showing on screen. So that's how you know he had a strong pitch. Congratulations to Every Shelter. In second place, as voted on by the judges, our winner is Dropwater. The other Scott who pitched today, Scott Edwards. Congratulations to Dropwater, winning $10,000 in Dell Technology and products. Amazing work to Dropwater. Very, very needed work for our environment and for our globe. Congrats to Dropwater. It is time now to unveil the winner of all, not only of today in our 8 finalists, but of the journey it took to get here in the first place. So in first place, as voted on by the judges, our overall winner is Ternary. Amazing. Ternary and Lauren Materano rather. Amazing, amazing stuff, winning $15,000 worth of Dell Technology products. Fantastic work to Lauren. And I just, again, I remember I said it. I still remember what she said in her pitch because of how well and how beautifully designed that presentation was and how you helped guide us through your narrative. Congratulations to everybody who participated. Congratulations to our top 3 winners from today. I want to hand it off now to, I just want to let everybody know that at this time, you can head back to the main stage where you will see Derek Anderson, the founder and CEO of Startup Grind, delivering some closing remarks. That's coming up next. Congrats again to everyone who pitched today. Congrats to our top 3 finalists. A big thank you to Startup Grind for partnering. A huge thank you to Dell for Entrepreneurs for putting on this production in the first place, and all of our judges for helping provide your time as well as your insights and your energy and making today just a kick-ass time for everybody. Thank you once again. My name is Raj Nation with Startup Hype Man. We will see you when we see you. And until then, go out there, do good, and do better for the world.